Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 770. I am your host, Matrix Lawyer 212, and I'm with Steampunk Starraisin.
Of AmberStreet.com here in Hollywood.
All right, bro. So we had the Star Wars Rogue One trailer. What did you think?
Beautiful. Awesome. I was really pleasantly surprised because the first teaser trailer, I was like, okay, it looks kind of good, but this just blew me away. It was beautiful. It almost brought tears to my eyes.
I know, the moment I saw Darth Vader at the end, I was like, oh, thank God! It was like, yes!
Yeah.
High five!
I hope they don't just cut and paste Darth Vader in there as a small cameo. I hope he has at least some.
No, he's definitely not a cameo. He's new scenes. But he's not in the whole movie, but he's maybe, I don't know how many minutes but he is a part of it. Big time. So.
And I wonder if Darth Vader is going to be the one to kill all the characters off.
Probably. I'm thinking he kills her and everybody, but the plans get to the rebels.
Yeah, I mean, I think if they play this movie right, and if they're doing what I think they're doing, this will add weight to the sacrifice that they referenced in A New Hope. Because you had Grand Mothma, or I think I'm pronouncing her name right, which she, different actors playing her, but it looks very similar. She talked about in New Hope about how they had sacrificed a lot. They had lost a lot of their spies, and they had or something of that nature. I'm not quoting it correctly, but that there had been a lot of sacrifice just to get those plans, and I think this will add more weight to it. And I think it's neat to see the first Star Wars film that, it focuses on minor characters who don't have, with the exception of that one more sensitive user. It focuses mostly on minor characters in the general universe. And man, that blind Jedi with the staff, he just looks really badass. And I really like the dialogue where he was like, "I have no fear. It is as the Force wills it," or something like that.
I really like the characters, and I like it that the way they're going to end the movie is they're going to get the plans to Princess Leia, and then it's like 10 minutes before the movie starts of Star Wars, where I guess he wipes them out or something, and Leia's on the ship. Now, I don't know if they're going to show that whole scene where, he's going towards Leia's ship. I'm sure they're going to do that, but that's the way they're going to. It's going to be supposed to smooth right into Star Wars.
Yeah, I heard that we already know the leaked rumors. I mean, but who's to say if they're true? The last scene of Rogue One will be identical to the first scene of A New Hope.
Yes,
that's what I heard.
Yes, definitely, and I do like all the characters that I've seen so far. I'm sure there's some that we haven't seen, but I am worried. I got to tell you about the reshoots. Because I do feel when a company starts doing reshoots, the movie may be in trouble.
Well, yeah, I mean,
seen a lot of people with Suicide Squad, and I think they screwed up the movie Suicide Squad, where it would have been a lot more darker and better had they not altered it. But the only reason they altered it was because they said that Batman vs Superman was too dark. So I'm kind of worried that Disney is interfering with Star Wars Rogue One because they don't want it to be like a war-ish movie, but that's what Star Wars is, a war. So I'm having a problem.
Well, it does look like a war-ish movie, and from what I heard, that it's basically like Star Wars meets Saving Private Ryan. So you're going to have characters sacrificed and die, but for like as martyrs for a good cause, and it'll give more weight to it. So hopefully, if they do it right, yeah, I'm a little bit worried with the reshoots. I want to see Suicide Squad, but I haven't seen it. The interesting thing about Suicide Squad is it's got bad critical reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, but good general audience reviews.
Well, see, I really liked it. I really liked Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good movie. I didn't think it was a great movie, but there was some stuff in there that was good that, I would go see it again.
Yeah, and there's also a a really
They just
silly
had a weak
lawsuit.
villain. They had a weak villain. That's what I felt.
The Joker. The Joker.
No, the villain of the movie is a weak villain. I'm not going to say who it is. But,
Oh,
but
don't spoil it,
the
but
I heard
understand.
about that lawsuit. And let me tell you something. Not for nothing, but that trailer, most of that stuff is not in the movie. They cut all that
Really?
stuff. So that
stuff.
I know, but the thing is, that's why the guy's suing to make a point. Stop putting stuff in the trailers that doesn't freaking happen. Like you're falsely advertising a movie with stuff that doesn't exist in the movie. And a lot of companies are doing that lately. I don't like that.
Well, yeah. Well, the problem is there's a different production house that does trailers. There's in Hollywood. There's a lot of companies. That's all they do are trailers. They don't actually do the movie. They have access to the same footage, and then there's a different production house that does the actual editing of the movie. So that's why often, you end up seeing a lot of deleted scenes and the trailer, which can be unfortunate.
But we didn't have this many problems years ago. I mean, now it's people than anything that these companies are not putting the stuff in the movie. They're cutting it and they're putting it in the trailers.
I think what screwed up Suicide Squad is because beyond the trailer, she must have had a lot of sources from inside the production company that did it. But she said that there was an original version of Suicide Squad that was done linear.
Mm-hmm.
To hack it up and do it in not the movie. And she also stated that there was at least an hour of Joker footage that was.
There was a lot of Joker footage that was cut. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cut, and she almost feels like they should re-release it on DVD and do like the Joker cut, because some of the scenes with the Joker that you saw in the trailer looked really good, but apparently they're not in the movie. And I think that if Suicide Squad is considered a failure, it's because Batman vs Superman was a failure.
I think it's.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's going to be a failure. Again, maybe it's me wishful thinking again, like Ghostbusters, but I don't think Suicide Squad's are going to be a failure. We'll see.
I don't think it will be because the general audience seems to like it. Let me see. I'll try to get back on the page with the relevant information of box office mojo, so I at least seem like I know what I'm talking about. But wow, Sausage Party Suicide Squad down to number 2.
Anyway, yeah, it did.
That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. That seemed like such a lame movie.
I think it'll be pretty good. I think it'll be a pretty good movie. It's actually made $383,954,729 Suicide Squad, so it's still climbing.
Yeah, it's a better success. I would say it's a better success than Ghostbusters, because at this early stage in the game, it's already made
by far. But I don't know if you could call. Here's the thing: it's making a lot more money than Ghostbusters does, but it spent a lot more money than Ghostbusters did. In order for it to break even, Suicide Squad needs to make $800 million. So in order for it to be profitable, 801, I guess. But that's a big difference.
Well, that's true. I mean, but according to this, they spent $175 million on the budget. But
But that's just the budget. Then you got the marketing costs, and then you just got to split it. So they're saying 800.
That makes sense. I mean, because they spent a lot of money on marketing material for Suicide Squad. So yeah, that makes sense. I mean, from what I understand, Ghostbusters would have to make $300 million to break even because of the advertising costs.
See, what the problem with Ghostbusters is that people just get me confused sometimes. They ask all these. They send a lot of horrible comments to me when they don't know the situation. I've been a huge Ghostbuster fan since I was a kid. Okay, just because I like the movie, the new one, doesn't take anything away from the fact that I love the originals better. Okay, but my whole thing is that I feel that if we get all the numbers in, because right now I'm having a problem with these box office people withholding the dollar amount for Ghostbusters. I don't know why Suicide Squad has the most accurate number, But yet
Yeah.
we have the same box office foreign numbers since like the 5th of August or the 6th of August, and then Ghostbusters was released after that, right? Like on the 9th, on the 10th. And then they're saying that those places generated money, but they don't add it to the total. It's the same damn total as it's been on the 5th of August.
It may depend on what countries ban movies. I mean, like, China was really weird with Deadpool. China banned Deadpool. So
well, they banned Ghostbusters
hurt.
and they banned Suicide Squad. But the point is that
okay.
I just want the box office to show me why these countries are not added in and why the box office for the foreign market takes so long to report rather than the domestic. I mean, we're going to have to, I'm not going to be able to probably find out the accurate number of Ghostbusters until Monday because they just won't report it until the 14th, which I'll find out on the 15th. So,
well, I think this is going to be my counter argument because I know that we have a friendly disagreement on it, but I think that like Star Trek Beyond and Ghostbusters, I would argue those are failures as movies because if you look in the modern scape of movies, like even Avengers 2, even though some people were critical of it, including me, $0.2 billion. And, Avengers 1 did $1.5 billion. And so you got all these movies, like in The Force Awakens made $2 billion, and those are all nerdcore type movies. And so if those movies can make that much money, then one would argue, why is Ghostbusters only doing domestically 120 million? When it's just about done playing in the United States, you can almost argue that it's kind of a failure. And then the same thing for Star Trek Beyond.
See, ever since Pacific Rim, we took a different look at the foreign numbers because the foreign numbers can make it possible for a movie to get a sequel, even though it didn't do well domestically. Okay, it did the same thing for Terminator and Pacific Rim. So, I mean, even Deadpool, after it was done here, months later, it was still making $50 million overseas. It's adding to its stuff. So we need to take the foreign numbers seriously on all the movies, not just Ghostbusters.
I agree. I mean, that's what the foreign numbers is what saved Terminator Genesis from being a bomb.
Right. I think that the foreign numbers are going to save Ghostbusters, to tell you the truth. But I could be wrong.
I know you could be, and I could be wrong too.
But I got to tell you, I have to say this. To the stupid idiot that made a comment and told me because I like a movie that I'm autistic, that Yobachi guy. That guy is the dumbest. That guy's dumber than dirt, okay?
I'm just trying to get under.
He's an idiot troll, okay, and he makes himself look so freaking stupid. Just because you like a movie, dude, like seriously, I have absolutely not. No, I'm not autistic, but you like that's
I could tell.
Ridiculous. Yeah. But he's ridiculous, and there's nothing wrong with people that are autistic anyway. But still,
no, I agree. People who are autistic just process information in a different way.
That's all.
It's not that they're retarded. They process information in their brain in a different way that does not conform to social norms. Anyway,
right. But these people like that, they're nasty. They're nasty because they lose the argument when they start like lowering themselves to their 5th grade, immaturity and vulgarity and verbal abuse. So those pieces of garbage, whatever. We don't care about those people, but.
No, I agree. I'm looking here at Star Trek Beyond, and wide gross 201 million, and then the production budget was at 885 million. And you know that they probably spent 200 million promoting it. So I would argue that Star Trek Beyond was a bomb.
And we're getting the same numbers of the foreign numbers have not been reported in since the 5th. But yet Suicide Squad has an update of the 11th. So answer that question, basically.
But yeah, Suicide Squad, I would be very interested in seeing the original version. I hope they release the original linear version. Because I heard that this is what I heard about Suicide Squad. It's so interesting. I heard the original linear version was a little bit longer, and it was darker and grittier and didn't have nearly as much humor in it.
Right.
And then Batman versus Superman bombed and lost a bunch of money. And then they were like, "Oh my God, that movie was too dark and gritty. We need to lighten it up." So they needed a bunch of reshoots with jokes.
Well, to make a correction
Yeah.
with Batman versus Superman, it was profitable. It wasn't a bomb, but it was.
That's not what I heard.
It was not that profitable.
Well, you're saying it broke even. That's what you're trying to say.
Well, no. It made it. No. It made money past breaking even, but not that much. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if
it didn't do very well.
No, it was. It did a disappointment compared to what it was supposed to, what they wanted it to do. They wanted to see Avengers and money with that. But what they got was it made $872 million, so it was probably like a $72 million profitability, basically. That's what.
Oh, that's why I couldn't find it. I just realized the official title is Batman v Superman,
right?
Not Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, basically
right?
to break even. To break even, I think was supposed to make $800 million, and it made $872. So they made a lot of money with market with merchandising and stuff like that too. It is profitable.
They made a tiny bit of profit, but for the massive amount of production budget, it was not worth the tiny profit they got in return.
Well, I mean, they already were committed to sequels and stuff, so they had to go ahead with Wonder Woman and Justice League and all that stuff, so they couldn't stop. But yes, they made a little profit. So.
And I couldn't stand Batman v Superman. I thought Zack Snyder, he just needs to do Watchmen 2. He could do a great Watchmen 2, but he's messing up Superman and he's messing up Batman, in my opinion.
Right. And we're also going to get Man of Steel 2 now. That's been announced.
Really?
Yes.
I won't go out of my way to watch that because I didn't like Man of Steel 1.
And the Batman movie's coming out too.
I mean, I like the special effects in Man of Steel 1. I like the Kryptonian ships and not, but it felt more like an alien invasion movie. And I had objection to Superman killing Zod.
Me too.
It offended me. Yeah.
I agree with you 100% on that one. All right, we're going to go and do another cast, so we're going to end this now. So thank you, everybody. Take care. Bye for now.